let's take a look at our top selections for Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer. It's Sunshine Day at Gulfstream Park on Saturday. Let's throw up the field for the Classic. Race number 9, $75,000 is the purse. Florida Breds, 4-year-olds and up. We're going 1 1/8. We've got a field of 7 on display, and we also have last year's champion, Noble Drama, 7-5, and draws the advantageous inside post, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, Dan, I don't know that stretching way out in distance is actually this horse's best game, but he did get it done in this race last year, so you know that under the right circumstances, he can certainly do it.
And with this inside post position, maybe Mr. Jaramillo can get him just a little bit closer to the pace, because as we see from the Timeform US pace projector, we're not expecting a fast pace. This race could favor horses on or near the early lead. And the number 6 Red Crescent, he likes to be close to the pace. He was a pace pressing winner last time out, and he's a veteran that wins races.
Yeah, there's not a lot of speed in this race, so it's definitely his advantage. He also ran in this race last year and, came up a head short of Noble Drama as the favorite, so he could certainly take advantage of that kind of pace scenario this time.
Wouldn't be surprised if the 2 Scar takes advantage of that inside post and tries to get to the lead as he steps way up in class. As for Noble Drama, we mentioned he won this race last year, and he prepped for this 2021 edition in a sprint at Tampa Bay. Boy, he got smashed out of the gate as the favorite, fell far behind. And as we turn into the stretch, Noble Drama is in the grandstand with a long way to come against some decent sprinters, and he finishes up pretty well to be third.
Yeah, just too much to do in this race after the trouble at the start. And as you mentioned, a couple of good horses that he's trying to chase down as well. So he had a lot working against him here. Overall, he ran fine. You know what? His form throughout the end of last year, Dan, was actually pretty good. Again, I don't know that this is his best distance, but he won this race last year, and with the right trip, he's supposed to be tough.
Scar is going to stretch out also after a nice performance going 1 mile. Now, this was against Florida-bred non-winners of one other than. This is a horse that was claimed for 8 4 starts back, for 12-5 3 starts back. He's gotten good for Steve Glasaris. This was a game effort last time out. Let's watch this race. He was involved on the pace from the start. He's in the 2-path on the outside, and he just digs this out all the way down to the wire. When you look at his pedigree, you're like, well, maybe it's not going to be 1 1/8 pedigree, but this looks like a big, strong horse that might be able to get the distance.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he took a big step forward here, and it's the best race that he's ever run in his career. So maybe Steve Glasaris has really figured this horse out and has gotten him good. He's going to have to run, probably even better than that, Dan, to beat this field. That was a race where, as game as he was, there were just no closing going on. They were coming too late after him. This is a way tougher race, I think.
We know Michael Maker claims horses, stretches them out, wins stakes races on turf. Let's see if he could do it with Last Judgment on dirt. He claimed this horse 2 starts back, ran him in the Mr. Prospector sprinting. I thought this horse had a little bit of a trip. He was kind of far back on the inside, in behind horses, running on at the end of the race with a little bit of a gallop out. Now he's stretching out to 1 1/8. That, to me, is a major question mark.
It is to me as well. He was never going to win the Mr. Prospector last time. Those horses are just too good for him. He ran fine. Overall, his form's pretty good, Dan. I actually like this horse a little bit, but he's just not my kind of horse. These closing sprinters stretching out, I never want to bet these horses, especially when they take money, and he could take money.
Second start off a relatively long layoff for our next entrant, the number 4 Roman Empire for Todd Pletcher. Let's watch his first start off the bench. 1 turn mile against open non-winners of one other. Then hard ridden on the turn here on the outside, Mike, is Roman Empire. And he's just going to grind it out and get up for second. He's going to pass this 6-5 favorite for second on his left lead a long way down before he changes. I thought it was an okay performance. It's something he can build on. At least the fig came back strong.
Yeah, I agree with all that stuff. He was okay. I thought early on last year, I did feel like he was getting better with racing. He missed a lot of time before he came back with that one. I thought overall he ran fine. He never looked like he was going to win. On the other hand, Warstopper, the horse that won that race, that horse is pretty good. He would be very tough in a race like this, and I thought this horse did well to be second to him.
Number 5 is Quinane. This horse went gate to wire 2 starts back over sloppy going at Gulfstream West. This horse turned into the stretch under some urging, changed leads, bounced off the rail, was still very game to hold off Noble Drama, Mike. think this horse is the kind of horse that moves up on wet going, but as a 13-time winner with some tactical speed, not out of it with Arad Ortiz aboard.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of trip he can get this time. He definitely, seemed to appreciate that wet track 2 starts back. On the other hand, you're right, Dan. I mean, he was the longest shot on the board that day. He took a lot of pressure on the lead. They tried to get to him all the way around the turn. He wouldn't let him into the race. I thought he ran pretty well that day, while earning a pretty fast figure as well. He might be a little bit better around 1 turn than he is around 2, but he's not out of this.
Number 6, Red Crescent, beat a decent field last time out, going a mile. He was in for the 62.5, but against open company going a 1-turn mile. But check out this stretch run. He turns into the lane, Red Crescent, on the far outside. He really started drifting at about the 5/16 pole. He keeps drifting out in the stretch. To his credit, he gets up and wins, but I usually don't like watching horses drift out to the grandstand.
This is a pretty ugly stretch run to watch from all these horses. I'll give him credit, if only because the horses that wind up finishing 2nd and 3rd are both pretty good. I mean, so it seems like a quality win for this horse. And he's got plenty of fast races on the go back yet. I mean, there are just a bunch of races where you could just pick him out. If you could run one of those, you could be really, really tough in here.
One of the horses with arguably the most upside in this field is up next, the 7 Coffee Bean, who's going to go turf to dirt. Now, let's watch what happened the last time Coffee Bean went turf to dirt, albeit in an off-the-turf race over a very wet track. He wins very easily with a 76 Beyer speed figure. He then returned from this April layoff, sprinting on the turf. I thought it was a productive race. He's kind of an interesting horse, Mike. He's going to have to extricate himself from a tough outside post.
Agreed. I mean, I feel like he's interesting just because he's lightly raced and you just don't really know what he is. I can't personally say I could point to one of his races and feel like that's going to make him a real contender in here, but maybe he'll just take a step forward here. I did feel like his race off the layoff last time was a prep.
Top pick time for the Sunshine Classic. We agree. We're going to go with Todd, Roman Empire. I think he's going to take a step forward, 2nd off the layoff. And this horse is really bred for more ground, isn't he?
He is. I mean, it's kind of a lukewarm pick for me, Dan, mostly because I didn't really want to take Noble Drama on top. I kind of feel like Noble Drama is the horse to beat. I just didn't really want to take him going 9 furlongs. I hope that Todd's horse stretches out.
Same superfecta, different order. Mike's going 4-1-6-3. I'm going 4-3-6-1. We're going with the Roman Empire. Hopefully it's not the fall of the Roman Empire in the Sunshine Classics on Saturday. Best of luck.